Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another TOGcast. Now, this week we have somebody that, for me personally, has done so much for the TOGA Motorsport community. This person has been there pretty much from day dot. He come in as a staff member. He's helped out with the stewarding. He's helped out with comment. I don't think there's actually a job that this guy has not done in this sim racing community that we got here at TOGA Motorsport. He's been an absolute great servant from the minute he joined to this point. He's done absolutely fantastically well, and that is Mr. Ches. Welcome in, Ches. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. Like I say, you have been a massive part of this community from the get-go. Before we get into all the questions, you've been here like forever. It seems literally forever. Ever since TOGA pretty much started, you were here. So yeah, we'll dive into that a bit later. So yeah, stick around. So we just got a few questions like we always do, and then we'll hopefully have some sub questions from those questions then for Ches to answer. So I know Ches isn't actually your real name, and the reason why I call you Ches personally is because I can't pronounce your actual name. So to tell the audience, what is Ches's real name?
So my real name is Isidore. If that's a bit of a Britishification, I guess you can call it. More of an English version of how you pronounce my name. It's Swedish, so not the easiest for non-Swedes to.
So if you didn't Brititize it, however you said it, that's really bad. How would someone say your name in your native tongue, if you like?
That would be Isidore.
Is Isidore rather than? So hang on, what's different between how I would say it to how Swedish people would say it? Is it just how you pronounce the first part of it?
Yeah, I think most English-speaking people pronounce it icy door, like an icy door, a door that is filled with ice.
Yeah,
which absolutely works.
Yeah.
It's more just so that we pronounce a few letters differently.
I think we'll stick with Ches. I think it works best for both parties today. So Ches,
Absolutely.
if you don't mind telling the audience, what is your age?
I'm 20.
20. Wow, I can imagine what I was doing when I was 20. That was
it's not sim racing.
No, it definitely wasn't sim racing. It was a long time ago. And country/city that you live in?
I am from fairly rural Sweden. I live fairly close to Gothenburg, the second biggest city in Sweden. So if you know roughly where that is, you'll know roughly where I am.
You're quite cold in the winter, then I can imagine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of snow. It's the stuff that we don't get in the UK very much anymore. We used to.
We take it all.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when I was about your age, actually. I remember like real heavy snow showers and like days where you couldn't go out, like cooling. The schools were like on the radio, schools shut or colleges are shut, and it's like, yes, it's a snow day, but you don't really get those much anymore, which is it's a bit sad, really, because I quite like a snow day.
I can tell you that snow days does not exist here.
Well, no, this is the problem.
We have a saying that is basically, I don't think I can translate it, but basically it's you dress for the weather.
Okay.
No matter the weather.
Right, I got you. Yeah, see, in the UK, if we have I don't know, half an inch of snow, the whole country just comes to a standstill. We're not like geared up. The UK is very weird. We're very bad at like having hot weather. We can't cope with it, and then we can't cope with having really cold weather. So it's a bit like in between. We're okay, but anything above a certain temperature or below a certain temperature, we just basically fall apart. Just how weird the country is.
We'd probably have to get half a meter to a meter of snow before it starts causing real issues.
Yeah, but a meter's massive.
I know.
Wow, that's insane. I need to visit. That is a bucket list job for me. Visiting Scandinavia. That is a place. That is a place sometime. And I know we could talk about it as well later on in the podcast. But I know you've like been saying to me, come to Sweden, come watch the racing at Sweden. Well, I'm gonna have to definitely take you up on that at some stage in the foreseeable
Racing and
future.
the football.
Yeah, exactly. Football as well, 100%. So off that, what what is your occupation, Chaz?
Currently, I'm a student, so no real job or anything.
Just studying. Anything? What are you studying? Anything interesting?
Just general studying, basically. Guess you could compare it to high school, not university, but college, I guess. So
Okay.
weird because every country does the school systems differently.
Yeah, of course. And is there any sort of desire? Do you have any aspirations to move into a certain industry once you get to that sort of level? Sort of what's the dream job? If you, I mean, okay, maybe not the dream job because it's probably going to be something completely different. But what's the reality? What is achievable if you like?
Something that has to do with real life motorsport, whether that be marshalling, working in a pit lane, hospitality at the track, anything like that. As long as I'm near a racetrack, I would be happy.
So that is like a key driver of yours. Then it has to be in and around sort of motorsport related, if you like. Have you thought about like mechanics, anything like that?
I have. I'm not 100% sure my physicality is up for it.
Yeah, yeah, that makes,
I'm
yeah.
not the smallest guy out there.
No, you and me both, my friend. You and me both.
But still, it would be so fun to do literally anything.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
Regarding racetrack, being the guy that runs like from the kitchen back to the pits with cups of coffee every morning, like even something ridiculous like that. I would be happy.
yeah. You'll literally do anything basically to be in and around that sort of arena of racing. So
Yeah.
that triggers another question. Then, what is it? So, how difficult is it to then get yourself involved with that in Sweden? Then, like, because for us in the UK, you don't really see a, what's the word? It's difficult to find a pathway into it. You almost have to fall into it, if you like. Is it the same in Sweden, or is it a bit more easier to sort of come to getting involved with that sort of stuff?
I'd say totally depends on the discipline of racing
Mm-hmm.
and motorsport that you're trying to get into. If you're happy just doing some martial works in your free time, there's plenty of like rally events throughout the year. I don't know if you know what folk racing is.
No, it doesn't ring a bell. No.
It's the type of stuff you do in Wreckfest, where you
Okay.
take beaten up cars and just drive into each other.
Okay, so
on a
like
rally
demolition
stage.
derby then, because we call it banger racing over here in the UK. I guess it's a similar
Sort
thing.
of.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a demolition derby, the entire purpose is to just crash. That's it.
Yeah.
Here it's more like you're trying to achieve something along the lines of rallycross, but there will be a lot of door banging.
Right, okay. A door banging. Yeah, because marshalling as well, you can actually go. So I've actually contemplated doing marshalling at somewhere like Brands Hatch, for example, which is a local racetrack to me. And when I was last at Brands earlier on in this year, I was speaking to a couple of marshals on Clearways, the last corner at Brands, and they were saying, oh yeah, we really need marshals, like it's an amazing day out, we get really close to the racetrack, we go behind the scenes, if you like, as well. So I do get that sort of, oh, I would like to be part of that thing. But again, it's trying to find a niche that basically fits what you want. Well, hopefully then you can get to, you know, I assume then the dream job is also racing of some description as well then, is it?
Oh, of course. Of course. What else would it be? But yeah, the realistic goal is to do something motorsport related.
Oh wow, so
I do know a guy that has quite good connections. Well, I sort of know a guy that has quite good connections when it comes to the Swedish touring car scene, basically.
amazing. Yeah, well, hopefully then. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Maybe I can get pointed in the right direction on who to contact at least.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I
always
mean,
something.
yeah, and
That's
also,
all you need sometimes.
yeah, exactly. And if anyone watching that can help out. I mean, I don't really know who will be watching, or listening, sorry. But if there's anyone that can help, then please feel free to reach out to us, and we can point you in Chez's direction. That'd be something that we would like to get involved with. Then, so I see a pattern in this podcast already. Then it's going to be heavily motor racing obviously I know it's a sim racing podcast, obviously, but obviously
Yeah.
we're talking a lot about motorsporting and just a general then. So outside of obviously studying and obviously trying to get into the motorsport arena, what are your hobbies slash interests then? I think you touched upon it as well, that's outside of the sim racing realm.
Well, mostly gaming in general. I do a lot of gaming on in my free time. Basically, from the second I get home to the minute I go to bed, I'm doing something gaming related.
Yeah,
If
don't
that
blame me.
is at my PC or PlayStation in the bed or whatever it is, you'll most likely find me online.
Amazing,
Uh,
amazing. Any other
but I do love
sports?
movies.
Movies?
Yeah, football, of course.
Of course. There we go. That's what I was trying to get out of
Yeah.
you. I know you're an avid football fan. So tell the listeners then, who is your team in Sweden?
Elfsborg is the team for me. Like, they're local. So if you know where they're from, they're local to me. Fairly local, at least.
Well, there's an interesting
I'm
fact.
still not doxing myself, but
No.
if you manage to piece together all of these things, then I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Ches will give you the key to his house, basically. He won't,
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, interesting fact. Back when I play a lot of games as well. I actually managed on Football Manager that team way back
Yeah.
long time ago. So yeah, that was really cool. So yeah, football. Do you go every week, or how often do you go to the football?
I do try to go to at least 3 or 4 games a season. It's financially a bit of a struggle to go to every single event, every single. They're not worth buying like single tickets, and it's a bit too expensive to buy season ticket as well.
Right, makes sense. So, okay, yeah, it's expensive everywhere you go, right? The football prices are extremely difficult.
I would say that the Swedish football scene is a lot cheaper than other countries.
Right.
I think a single ticket in our stands basically would run you 15 euros.
Oh wow, okay.
But trying to do that on a
on a student wage salary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially when there's
it's hard sometimes.
No, especially when there's sim equipment that you want to buy, of course.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Exactly. So then, moving away from your other hobbies and activities, then let's draw into sort of your sort of sim racing career, if you like, if you want to call it that. How long has Ches been doing sim racing for?
Ooh, at this point, dedicated sim racing for about 4 years now. On and off, everything from like Project Cars 1 and the older F1 games. I'd probably say 2015, 2016.
Oh wow, okay, so quite a while then.
8-9 years.
So from that then, I assume you were originally controller and then moved into buying a rig and stuff like that. From there, is that how it worked for you?
Yeah, I had this. I had an Xbox One and an Xbox 360 as well that I did all my gaming on until I had a good enough PC to run anything except like Minecraft. And then I actually stopped racing for a good while, and moved over more to track simulators because those are easy to control on a keyboard.
Yeah.
Then I moved back into racing again when I got my first wheel, which is probably 5 years ago now. And I've been stuck ever since, basically.
Yeah, you get hooked, don't you? That's what happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
So then from that, what and who, if there was anybody, got you into sim racing in the first place?
Probably gonna be the most cliche answer you could possibly give to this question, but it's gonna be Jimmy Broadbent.
Oh, interesting.
That's just how it works.
Well, no, do you know what?
Like...
That's the first person. You're the first person that said that I've
really.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard anybody say Jimmy Broadbent is the sort of their inspiration or their whoever they started watching to get into sim racing. I'm not sure I've heard that before.
I started watching his videos back in like 2018, 2019. So probably even before that. And I was hooked. It was like, oh, that's so cool. I really want to do that thing. Like I want to do sim racing. It looks so cool. Then I looked up the equipment and I'm like, nope,
Yeah, can't afford
not gonna
that right
happen.
now. I've got to start saving, or it's like, Mom, Dad, can I borrow some money to be able to buy something?
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. I know that
exactly.
feeling.
That's basically exactly where I was.
So, what was it that Jimmy did that you were? Oh my God, I wanted. Was it just the fact that he was doing close racing, or just having a laugh? Like, what was it that what made you go, I really want to do this?
I think his Nordschleife lapping videos were the first videos that caught my eye.
Okay.
And then it's been everything ever since. He's probably the YouTuber I watched the most, probably. Well, yeah, probably him and like Jardier, which of
Right.
course has been here.
Yeah, we're fortunate enough. Okay, so you were very influenced through other sort of YouTubers and other sim racers that were sort of the bigger personalities, if you like, in the sim racing industry to sort of get involved with. Then, so, oh, that's interesting. I like that answer. That's a good answer. That. Touching it back for equipment, then obviously you said you jumped from a console on a controller to obviously to a steering wheel. Talk us through a little bit about your equipment. Talk us about, and if people don't know this, we'll find out in a minute. Talk to us about your custom built rig that you made and what you have now.
So when I started like actually investing time and effort into sim racing, I started on a Logitech G29.
The best place to start. Yep.
Definitely. It's affordable, it's accessible, it's sold basically in every corner shop on the entire globe.
Yep.
You'll find it everywhere.
Yep.
I started on that and a desk. Raced like that for probably 3 years. Did a lot of trucking mostly during that time though. Then I built a wooden rig for it.
And if people haven't seen this, what I'll try,
blueprints I've
yeah, I was gonna say what I'll try and do is obviously we're putting this video on YouTube. I will try and get the images. I know Ches has posted them inside the Discord server. I will get them and try and put them on the screen for you if Ches doesn't mind me doing that to show people.
I'll send you some new pictures.
Yeah, there we go. So Ches will send me some more, and I'll put these on screen to show you. You'll see them now of the rig that he made. It just shows you that you don't have to spend hundreds of pounds or whatever, hundreds of euros on a sim rig. You could literally go to a hardware store, buy wood, chop it up, screw it together, and you've got yourself a working sim rig. So talk to us about that then, Ches. How was that? How did that come around? And how are you still, you're not using it now still? I'm sure you've upgraded since then.
Nope, I'm still on the same.
You still on the same?
Exact same rig. Yeah. The only thing that I have done to it since the day I built it is I have replaced the original plywood sheet that I bolted the pedals to. And that was just because when I got new pedals, I would have to drill new holes everywhere. Nothing would line up. Basically threading the ever living out of all the pillars and all the wood in the build. So just easier to buy a new piece of plywood, and that's the only thing that I've changed.
Wow.
I've added a few small things, but core functionality of the rig, that's the only thing that's changed.
And
over 4 years now.
It just proves to you, doesn't it, that you don't need to go out and spend hundreds of pounds, hundreds of euros on a sim rig. You could literally go down, like say, and buy and build one yourself that's actually as sturdy, if not sturdier, than buying a aluminium framed rig off of GT Omega, Track Racer, or wherever you might buy your rigs from. So yeah.
This only costed me like 40-50 euros maybe.
Yeah, so
and that is with the seat included as well. So.
Exactly. So that's like minuscule amounts of money. So what's running on the wooden rig right now?
Currently it's a full-on Mosa system.
Of course.
I have the SRP pedals, the bass the base pedals, like just the regular pedals.
Yeah.
Throttle and brake, that's it. No clutch. Then I run the R9 V2. So
Very
9
nice.
Newton meters of arm snapping glory. And recently, just probably a month or two ago now, I got the H pattern shifter.
Oh, very nice. They're very nice. So obviously you aren't just an ACC driver then. You are into, I imagine, rally and all sorts of other fun stuff, yeah?
Oh yeah, I do a lot of Richard Burns rally.
Very nice.
Although I hate it every single time I'm on it, I also love it. It's one of those games or simulators that is just, you hate it every single time you go off the road. The smallest bush will basically make your entire card implode. But it's so much fun when it works.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bittersweet, isn't it? Like you like it and then you hate it, and then you're like, oh, I like it again. Oh no, I hate it again. No, well, that just proves that you don't need to spend all that money on sim racing. That's really good, especially for our new viewers and our new people that are into sim racing that, you know, are always coming to us asking, oh, what should I run? Do I need to buy? Go out and buy the best equipment. We're like, well, calm down a minute. Just go online, head over to Facebook Marketplace or a secondhand place, eBay, whatever it may well be. You can pick up secondhand sim racing equipment that works just as well as buying completely brand new, because once you get on that slippery slope, it's really expensive. Like,
oh yeah,
super
really
expensive.
is.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you start spending, you know, from tens of euros to pounds, or to hundreds of pounds and euros to thousands, essentially. So, yeah, definitely, this is a good example of just starting nice and cheap and still being competitive and still having fun at the same time, because that's what is
Buy
first
what
and
you
foremost
can
what it's about.
afford,
Exactly.
and that's probably the best thing you can do. If a controller is all you can afford, there are plenty of fast people on a controller.
100%.
If you can afford a G29, a Thrustmaster, what's it called, the 248, which I had before, they're good.
Yep. Yeah,
they are good. I was just in the like financial position where I could spend a bit more money on my hobby.
No, exactly. No, and I'm the same. I started off with a Logitech wheel. I had a G27, then I went to a G29, and now I'm on a Moza. So I went for a couple of Logitechs to be able to get my direct drive wheel. Don't get me wrong, I'd never go back. But once I have it, and you can get it, then I would definitely.
It's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go into why most of us are here anyway, and that's ACC. So let's talk a little bit about you racing in ACC. Give us your favorite car track combo.
Ooh, that's tough. I'd probably say the any of the GT4s, the Nordschleife.
Wow. Okay.
Except for the Maserati, that thing can just live the rest of its life in a garage.
Wow. You are literally, you're not. Don't follow the same patterns as everybody else. Most people would say, I don't know, McLaren Evo 2 at Spa, or a McLaren at Kyalami, or Mercedes at Watkins Glen, for example. You are Nordschleife in a GT4. So what GT4 though? What would be your car of choice as for a GT4?
Probably between the Aston Martin and the Mercedes.
Oh, I do like how the Aston sounds. I'm not going to lie. I'm of a Porsche man, but yeah, no, I'm there with you. And
I think the Porsche Cayman is a bit tame.
Yeah, yeah.
The GT3 Porsches
like,
are awesome, but the GT4 one is a bit too tame.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I can see why. Why Nords?
It's the Nords. There's not much to say about it. It's an awesome track. It's perfect in every way.
Yeah, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. You can't
try it in
track.
VR and heavy rain.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm fine. Well, let's start. So, hang on. Before we do we are running through questions. By the way, I'm nearly at the end of these questions, but there is a question that I want to ask before the question before. So we'll switch the two round. What championships, if any, are you racing in at the moment? Doesn't have to be TOGA ones as well, by the way. Obviously, there could be what are you doing in terms of competitive racing right now?
There are a few endurance races going on. I'm a part of a team, and for reasons that we discussed earlier, I think we should leave it at that.
Yep.
But we are planning everything from the 12 hours of Red Bull Ring, which is being held 2 days from now, as of the recording. And from what I heard of the schedule, the race is going to be the day after this is published.
Yes, correct.
So that's where you'll find me the quickest. But we have everything from the TOGA endurance here to 6 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, and basically every community out there. I'm just hungry for endurance races now. I just want to do them.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to the audience. You are very much a endurance racer. You wouldn't necessarily see Ches, and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, in a sprint race, that we might host.
Not often.
Yeah, Ches is I am designed to do endurance racing. I will do a stint at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't care. I just want to be part of an endurance team. And I think that's why Ches is so good at what he does, is because he doesn't mind rolling his sleeves up and jumping straight in and going, yep, I'll do that. I'll race that stint. I don't mind. I just love to race endurance. And I must admit, Ches, I'm with you in terms of endurance racing. I really like the strategy. Okay, we're racing. Might not be racing the car in front of us. We're racing 2 or 3 cars ahead, but we're off. Our pit strategies are completely off kilter. Where can we end up in the next X amount of laps? Because
we're racing 35, 40, 50 cars over a total of multiple hours. It's not a race you can or will win in the first couple of laps or the first couple of hours.
Exactly.
Exactly what the old strategist in the F1 games used to say at Monaco. There's no heroics into Sandevot. You don't win the race in the first corner. No. It's gonna be impossible. You'll just kill the car, race over. Everybody's poured in weeks and weeks of practice, and you'll go to bed before the race even starts.
Yeah, agreed. And also, you don't have to be the quickest. Also, it's consistency, and that is what's really key when it comes to endurance racing. If anyone is listening to this who hasn't done an endurance race, honestly, it's the best and worst thing in your life. It's so rewarding when you're battling it out between another team that you've been battling for 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 24 hours. And it's the worst thing when you wake up after going for a stint, you go to sleep for a few hours, and your other teammates is doing their turn, and they've crashed it into the wall and had to retire the car. I
do have a story on that.
Oh god, tell us. Yes, let's go. Go on.
I was doing a 24 hours of Nordschleife on iRacing. Good couple of years ago now, probably 2 or 3 years ago. We were in the Mercedes. My teammates had been doing very well the entire race. I'm doing the night stints. I managed to survive a full stint. I come back with a bit of damage, entered the pits, let it run, stand in the pits for solid 20 minutes, and I just hear this humongous crunch. Keep in mind, it's 4 a.m. It's only me and one other guy up. And none of us can figure out what happens. I try to drive off, and the engine's blown.
Oh no. Oh no.
Because we had left the car idle.
Oh, it overheated, did it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's been running idle for a solid 20-30 minutes, and all of a sudden you just hear this. And the engine's out.
And was that race over?
Yeah. It would have taken us 15 hours to repair it.
No,
we had 10 hours left of the race.
Oh no. Yeah, it's the worst thing in the world when you wake up, or you've been battling hard with a teammate, or you're trying really hard, and all of a sudden, it just goes wrong. Or the worst thing is a hardware failure. We've all been there, some of us more than others. And and you're really battling hard, and all of a sudden your steering wheel disconnects. And if you've been through that pain before, it is the worst feeling in the world, because you can't do anything, especially if you're in ACC. You've got to back out the game, reload the game again, jump back into the race, and then you're like, what, 2, 3, 4 laps down. If it's a big endurance race like a 24, then actually it's not the end of the world, because chances are if you're quick enough, you'll make that time back up again. But if you're racing in a shorter endurance race, then that's pretty much game over. Absolute game over.
I think I've only fully retired a car 2 or 3 times here at TOGA, and I've been here for ages now.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 cars. One of them was my old wheel stopped having force feedback for some reason between quali and the race session, so I couldn't do anything. And the other one was, right, if I know myself right, it was probably me losing at Upper Rouge.
You never that will never happen to you. Never ever happen to you, Jez. No way. No way.
Definitely not.
So the last question, and we're doing perfect for time, and you can answer this question as long or as short as you want. How long have you been in the TOGA community, and what have you done in that time?
We're closing up on 2 years now.
I think
So roughly a year and a half. Discord tells me November 2022. 13th of November 2022.
Wow.
Yeah. I know that I joined. Yeah. I joined, lurked for like a month or so, month and a half. And I do still remember the first race I ever signed up for.
What was that?
It was the New Year's Bash at Barcelona on the 1st of January 2023.
Wow.
I got crashed out by someone. I was driving the McLaren. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh no. Oh no.
I had such a fun time. At that point, I wasn't competing in anything. I was just getting back into ACC after having been on literally everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. And I did realize that you and, well, at that point it was your brothers.
Yeah.
Had a few issues regarding stewarding.
Yes.
Basically being the 3 of you running the entire show.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So I sent you a message on a YouTube stream telling you that if you ever needed help with stewarding, to hit me up. I don't even think you had ended the stream before I was a steward here.
No, I think you're right. We so needed help when it comes to stewarding when we first started. Like we didn't expect the level of people to start joining our races here at TOGA at the very start of like at the start of it all. So when things started to get, real, if you like, we needed help. So yeah, what you coming on board was a good help. So you started as a steward. Then tell the audience then what other roles you did here at TOGA.
I think I went up to being a moderator.
Yeah.
At first, I think was doing that for a couple of months, and then Ryan DM'd me, I think, asking if I wanted to be a staff member. I remember getting that message at like 1 a.m. or something my time, and I'm like, this can't be real. He's got to be messing with me or something. So I just hesitantly said like, yeah, sure, absolutely, thinking like, I don't know, he was drunk or he was just messing with me or whatever, like,
Yeah.
Stuff happens. And I wake up the next day, I hop on Discord, and I see that I'm a staff member all of a sudden.
Well, at that point,
And
yeah.
to this day, I still don't know if that was a decision that he took all by himself.
No. We had a
In the middle of the
discussion.
night.
No. We had a discussion, that we needed an extra pair of hands, and what you did when you become a staff member was you really helped us shape the way TOGA is now. Really, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I knew everything about sim racing, because really I was still new. My brothers were also still new at the sim racing, so you were the only one really as a staff member that had any sort of experience, if you like, in terms of sim racing. So what Ches did was just sort of moved us in a direction that really shaped TOGA. I know things have changed, obviously. You can discuss about you moved on, and obviously there's things that we're not going to talk about in this podcast, but that we will come to light in the future. And obviously they were the key factors of you sort of deciding to step down as a staff member from TOGA and move off into your own things. But definitely Ches helped TOGA get where it is, really. So thank you, basically. Thank you for all your hard work, because you did. We were up late, most nights discussing, okay, we should do this, and then we should do that. Let's set up this race. Let's bring in these people, and so on and so forth.
Brainstorming at 2 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
We
100%.
did everything.
Yeah, no, 1,000,000%. Was it? Yeah, like finding the right time to do. When should we do an endurance race? Because we're new. Do we have everything we need? When do we bring on
How
new people?
long should the event
Yeah,
be? What's too long? What's too short?
Yeah, 100%. All those
Like,
things...
nobody's going to show up for a 2-hour race, but everybody's going to show up for a 6-hour race.
Exactly.
But also, nobody's going to show up for 12 or 24 hours when a community only has 500 members.
Yeah, exactly that. So Ches has done it all, basically. He done a stint in comms as well. Not most recently, actually, didn't you? You joined the comms team. How was that for you, doing comms?
At first, it was a bit scary. I'd say when I joined here, now like a year ago, a year and a half ago, then I was still not used to speaking, like actually speaking English.
Yeah.
I was used to writing and reading and watching movies and films and games and all of that. But I think TOGA and, well, you and Ryan mostly probably helped me get more confident speaking. I had tried stuff like streaming on my own and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It had gone quite okay. Played a lot of Warzone, average like 10 viewers on Twitch, which is completely acceptable. Like that's a good stream. You're having fun at that point. You have a few people to talk to. You're playing your games. You're just enjoying the evening.
Yeah.
But I didn't talk that much, and I think that's probably my biggest regret, is that I should have probably spent more time talking. All of that just came naturally here. Nobody ever like talked about the fact that I'm Swedish, my English is bad, all of that, blah blah blah, like people sometimes can do, and not out of any ill will, more ignorance. But then all of a sudden you needed some help with the commentating stuff.
Yep.
And I said, like, I'll help you. I'll do a few races with you if you need the help. And I loved it. I had so much fun doing it. And did probably the thing that I do quite often. I took a bit too much responsibility on my plate. I wanted to be involved in everything all the time, and that's probably my biggest fault. I want to do everything. There's nothing I don't want to do when it comes to sim racing, racing in general, gaming, all of that. I want to do everything.
No, I don't blame you. Well, you do dipping out again. You helped out, didn't you, the other week with, was it the Nordschleifer event with Zeta? It
was the Nordschleifer.
Yeah, you helped out. You popped in, and obviously, yeah, there's still, unofficial commentary you do. Might necessarily have the comms role, if you like, but you're definitely doing it as and when we're short, or it's always good to bring in somebody that's not actually maybe part of the comms team or racing, because it just sort of brings a different perspective into it, sort of like I don't know, like a viewer really. You just sort of you're watching it from that point of view. So yeah, Ches has literally had every single hat in TOGA. Yeah, you've literally done everything: stewarding, staff, mod, commentary. They're the sort of the main things we've done here at TOGA.
Even the official TOGA esports team back a year ago or so.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that is going on currently that I have not done is the coaching.
Yes.
That's probably the only thing I have not done at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything else I probably dipped my toes and tried it.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed every minute here.
Well, that's the beauty about
closing in on 2 years.
No, exactly, and that's the beauty about this community, is that just because Ches decided to step away from being a staff or a mod or a commentator or a steward, whatever it may well be, doesn't mean that he's then an outcast. Ches is pretty much, without fail, sitting in Gen chat with the rest of the guys throughout the day or in the evening time, just having a catch up. It's like, what I love about this place is the family feel, the family vibe between us all. Yes, we argue sometimes. Yes, we maybe
doesn't
play silly soundboards now and again through their through their microphone, but
never happened.
Never happened.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I think we all have one interest, and that is obviously sim racing. But also, I feel like we're like a dysfunctional family, really. So. I really hope that's come across in this podcast. Like I really do, because Ches has been definitely been one of these people that have shaped TOGA to what it is today. So if you didn't know this, most of you probably didn't even know that Ches has done half these roles. So if you want to give some credit, send it to Ches, because Ches was one of the founding fathers, if you like, of getting TOGA to where it is today. So do show him the love, because he definitely does deserve it. He shouldn't go off sitting in the background, not getting credit for all the hard work he's put into this community. So yes, thank you, Ches.
The pleasure's been all mine.
No worries. And I think that is the end of today's TOGcast. If you have liked this TOGcast, and we are trying to do more and more of these, we have got now a backlog of these TOGcasts. So we're recording this, and Ches is like a week or so behind when it will actually be at release. So if you're interested in being on the next TOGcast, go over to Discord, open a TOGcast ticket. We'll literally talk to anyone. Doesn't matter if you're a staff, steward, mod, not a mod, whoever. We want to have this arena for our community people to come and talk to us, what they do, how they do it, and so on and so forth. So if you're interested, get in Discord, get yourself signed up, and get yourself on this TOGcast. If you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, and from me and Ches, we will see you in the next one. See you later, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.